So Game Informer, you guys remember Game Informer, right? They're probably most memorable for being that company that sent you magazines with outdated information because you had a GameStop rewards card. Well, apparently Game Informer got a huge opportunity to play through hours of Breath of the Wild, take on a dungeon, fight a guardian, and even beat a boss. They also interviewed both Miyamoto and Aonuma about the game, and they're planning on releasing this content over the course of the next few weeks up until the game's release. Today, to sort of kick things off, they released a cover of their next issue of their magazine, and at first glance it just seems like some really nice artwork of Breath of the Wild. Nothing too special, right? Well, after looking at it for a few more seconds, I started to notice something. There's a very distinct line going down the Master Sword. In fact, it almost looks like it's two different images spliced together. On Zelda's side, you can see the Master Sword is worn down and in its rusted state. But on Link's side, it looks pretty pristine, not at all rusted, which to me I find very interesting, and it was clearly a deliberate choice. So what could this mean? Well, honestly, I'm not too sure. However, I do have my speculations. I really don't have a ton of hard evidence to support these claims, so you should take what I'm saying with a grain of salt. What this could mean, though, is that there might be some form of time travel in Breath of the Wild. Now, obviously, this isn't some grandiose revelation. People have speculated about this game having some time travel elements for a while now, since we already know there is a 100-year gap where Link was in the Chamber of Resurrection. Not to mention that the word resurrection is used, which implies that at some point Link died, or at the very least was mortally wounded. So this isn't the realm of stuff that we kinda just assumed. And even I sort of tossed the idea of time travel around in my head before, since everyone knows the Zelda series is no stranger to time travel mechanics. But I didn't really think too much about it because I figured the simplest way to show Link's memory returning would be through stuff like flashback cutscenes, which would have been fine. But now I think there might be a very real possibility that not only could we potentially see those flashback cutscenes, but also get a chance to play through certain segments of the past that led up to the events in Breath of the Wild. Perhaps we could even get a chance to play as Zelda a few times and see things from her perspective. Nintendo did say that Zelda will play a bigger role in this game, and at the same time, we know she isn't exactly Link's companion either, since I believe it was in the translated Famitsu articles that said something along the lines of Link's companions being the Goron, Ruto, and Zora that we saw from the most recent trailer. So to me, Breath of the Wild certainly seems like it could be a candidate for time travel, but I'm not exactly sure how they would do it. We already know the game is going to be massive, and if there was a future and past version of everything, it would essentially double the size of the game. So I think the only realistic way for Nintendo to accomplish this would be to have Link play through part of his memory as he awakens to it. Kinda like, and I hate to make this comparison because it's not really a good one, but kinda like Assassin's Creed, but, you know, better. Now, like I said, I really don't have anything else to base this off of other than what I previously mentioned, unless there's something that I overlooked at some point. But at the very least, you have to wonder why Zelda's holding the rusted side of the Master Sword. It also brings a little more meaning to the phrase that Zelda said in the newest trailer.
Everything I've done up until now, it was all for nothing.
It could be that Zelda's ideals and her ambitions are partially responsible for what's happened, or those two things are completely separate and not at all related. But it does make you think, that's for sure. Honestly, I just can't stop myself from getting more and more excited for this game, so while all of this is wild speculation, I think it's both thought-provoking and pretty interesting, so hopefully you guys do too. So of course, I'd love to know what you guys think about this piece of artwork, and if time travel in Breath of the Wild could work. Let me know in the comments down below. At this point, I might just be letting the hype get to me. That being said though, I think I'm going to end things off here. So if you enjoyed this video, a like rating would be greatly appreciated. If you want to see more of my videos, consider subscribing. But once again guys, my name is Matt, thank you so much for watching, and I'll catch you in the next one.